Hello everybody, and welcome to Escape to Books. My name is Sarah, and this is my review of Playing with Fire, The Weird Tales of Arthur Conan Doyle. This is a collection of stories that Arthur Conan Doyle published in the newspapers and in magazines. It took him a long time to get published into these types of things before his fame with Sherlock Holmes, but these are some of the ones that did make it to publication. At the end of the story, there's a story source that has kind of where each story had been published and the relative year that it was published, and I thought that was pretty cool. Each chapter is a new story. Some of them are quite short. One of them is really long. This is a collection of 13 of those stories. Now these stories range from ghost tales. There's a lot of actual ghost stories in this. Each one is different in a different place and time. Strange men kind of inviting their way into somebody's home and then having something supernatural occur, to tales of women who are controlling the men around them. There's actually quite a few mind control tales in this as well, mostly by women. There's a seance gone wrong tale. One of my favorites was a story of object history, like an object that has gone through certain parts in history, albeit somebody's sword or a piece of cloth that may have been used for torture or some such thing, and being able to dream about that object's history and then confirm it upon waking. There's cave creatures, tales of mesmerists, and tales of mediums who are telling the last moments of somebody's life through their own writings, even of tales of monsters in the sky. Now, each one of these stories was gripping in their own right. Some were hard to get into, some were super intriguing. Some stories were so outlandish that there was no guessing to how they were going to go. There was even a boxing match between the living and the dead in one story. They're all over the place, and each story is something new. Arthur Conan Doyle is really good about putting you in a place and describing that place around you, or getting really close to your POV character pretty quick and understanding how they think and feel. I was really glad to find other works by Arthur Conan Doyle other than the Sherlockian tales, and I definitely think they're worth a read. I give this book a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, mainly because some of these stories were kind of silly, some were kind of hard to get into. The first one especially, I've reread it twice, and I honestly couldn't tell you what it was about. It has no object permanence in my mind, whereas some of them are very memorable. You're just going to have to basically pick and choose which ones, and it's going to differ between one person to the next. All in all, I really liked how each chapter was a different story. Some of these stories reminded me of some things in pop culture, like some things that I've seen before. Like, there's one that's really reminiscent of a show called The Terror, about a vessel that gets trapped in ice. There's another one that's a little reminiscent, not entirely, of the Sleepy Hollow's Ichabod Crane character, which really kind of brought humor to it for me. I definitely would recommend most of these stories being read at night. While they're not in the horror genre, I believe that that's the best setting for it. And anybody who's a fan of Arthur Conan Doyle, I believe, should pick this up. Sherlockian or not, I believe that this is going to be well worth the read. Thanks for joining me. Please like and subscribe, And if you haven't already, follow me on Goodreads and Discord. And let's continue reading.